So, okay, actually, so far we have seen, all the basics, all the theory we have understand. So mostly hope you understand, from the DWH concepts too. Firstly, here in Snowflake, what are the basics we have understand is, firstly, how to create a, data warehouse, and how to create a schema. In that schema, how to create a database. In that database, how to create a sheet. Please unmute someone, I think, Vijay. So how to create a schema, and then in that schema, how to create a worksheet. In that worksheet, we are writing this code. This is called SQL query we are running in the worksheet. This is the sequence we are following. So if you see, already there are many, objects I have created here. But coming to, in the home page, from the beginning, just I am telling, just little recap. If you go for home, this is the AMMAJI DUPPADA is the admin. So you can give any privileges that we called as a role. So as an account admin, I am running now, but there are other roles also: organization admin, public admin, security, system admin, user admin. You can change privileges as you like. So any privilege you can give to the any role. So roles you can switch from one to another. So as of now, I am running under account admin role. So in that, we have created some, if you go for data, there are some databases. These are the databases I have already created, that I have already explained to you. Citybike, I have explained you. DemoDB, this all my test DB, these are all we have seen already. But today we are going to deal with this whole DB. Whole, generally why I kept name, that is like, almost everything I am covering in this code from the beginning to end. All the, what are the things we have covered even so far, that also one by one we will see. So you can understand the exact sequence. So databases I have created. So these are the 9 databases are there in my account. And if you see worksheets, so in the database, we have to run a worksheet. Not only in database, schema, worksheet, then it is like what are the syntaxes we are writing. So worksheet, complete is the worksheet now we are going to see. Okay. So now complete is the worksheet that we are going to run in this class today. So firstly, see, create or replace database whole DB. Whole DB is the database already we have created. I have created already. So that's why I given replace or create or replace like. If it is already created, it will replace just. So I'm just running it. So database whole DB, it means whole things we are going to read in this session. It means from the beginning to ending, what are the things that can be run. So if you want to drop database, this is the command line, you know that. Anytime you can put the 2 backslashes, that is a command line. If you want to exist, if you want to, execute whole DB to remove, then you can use this one, but I'm not using this one because I'm running this code under whole DB database. So role is account admin. Already I have taken here also, so no need to run this line once again, but I'm running once again. Use role account admin. Warehouse, compute underscore WH warehouse is the warehouse that I'm using. So now I told you schema is the structure we are using. Like schema means table have its own schema. Everything have a schema, means it's like a structure. We have 3 types of schema we have read. So I have created a schema called whole schema. In that schema only I want to run my whole code. So I have created a schema. I want to use that schema only. So use the whole schema. Then use database whole DB. Already I have run it. So I no need to run once again this one. So now what I'm doing is create or replace table student. In that 4 arguments I have given: ID, integer, name, string, age, int, location, string. If you want, parallelly, if you want to run this code, I can share this one in, what do you call, WhatsApp or something like. What you want? You want to listen or you want to run parallelly? You want to run parallelly or you want to listen only?
It's fine. You can share this script later, AMMAJI.
Okay, yeah, that's better then. I will share after class.
If you want to run, you can
Yeah.
take.
Okay. So create or replace table student. Student is the table I am creating because see the whole things we are doing in this table only, in this table itself. Sometimes based on the need, I will create a new table while running it. So create or replace table student. In that 4 arguments I have given, I am running it. So where this table is created, you know that way how to see this table. Where you have to see, you have to go for databases, in that whole DB, in that public, in that views or tables. Is it created? In that tables you have to go. I think we have to refresh. Whole DB, public, tables. No, whole DB, whole schema, tables. Student is the table created. In that arguments I have given ID, name, age, location, because in that whole DB schema also I have mentioned. If I am not mentioned any schema, it may go under public. So that is the one you have to understand. So student ID I have created. See, whatever the number of arguments it is, you have to give by separate with comma based on the type of value argument. You have to give integer, whether it is data type string or that can be changed. So now first thing here we are going to do the operation is insert multiple values into a table. So how to insert a multiple values into a table? This insert into table name. Sometimes table you don't need to mention, sometimes you need to mention table also, but here I am just giving table name only. If you put table here, sometimes actually like this, if you give, it will throw error like this. Even though it is keyword, it will throw an error. So insert into student values. So in the values, see 4 arguments you have to put in one bracket and comma, and again 4 arguments. If it is one row, it is like, it means one set of values, and another set of values you put in another bracket. You put another set of values in another bracket. Each set should be separated by a comma, and finally it is semicolon. Now I am inserting 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and having their names and age and locations I am inserting. So I have inserted the values. Now I want to see that. If you want to see select statement also, I will explain how to use select statement in the further, all the possibilities of using select statement. But as of now, I want to understand what student table consisting of. So to understand that, you put you use syntax select start from student. So these are the values: ID, name, age, location. There are the 4 columns because of 4 arguments and 3 rows. Okay, this we have seen. Drop location. Okay, so insert multiple values, it's clear. Now drop table if exists, I mean that is not required. If you want to drop a table that is already created, you can execute this one, drop table if exists student. So this is the way we have to execute drop statement. So now the second task is like update data in the table. First, suppose already the table have some data. Okay, 4 argument, 4 columns, 3 rows. Now I want to update my values. Maybe it is, I told you already, it is like we are running with 3 rows, 4 columns like. But if you go for a big data, it is thousands of rows and thousands of columns will have. This much clarity you will not have. That's why updation, checking, null check, constraints, these are the things, each and everything is very clear, you need to understand. So in order to update, now update, what we are going to update? A table called student. So that I am updating. What I am putting in that? What are the things I am changing is called set name is equal to Raj I am putting. Actually the names are here, Sam, Krish, Gopal, or many names will be there like. Now I want to put the name is equal to Raj. Their ID is equal to 1. So here ID is equal to 1. What is the name? Sam actually there, beginning. But now I want to change, I want to update, or I want to transform the name Sam to Raj. So if you execute this one, now you select start from student. what happened? The Sam name in the ID 1 become Raj. It means any name or any age or any location if you want to change. Here you can put it. Set name is equal to Raj or set something like next. One more example I can take. Update student same table. Set ID is equal to 3, where name is equal to Krisha. See, where name is equal to Krisha, I want to put ID is equal to 3 or ID is equal to 4. You can give any name because already 3 is there. But anyhow, you can change it. Same ID also you can give. So now you see select from student again. What happened? Krish, this ID become changed into 3. Set ID is equal to 3, where name is equal to Krisha. Where name is equal to Krisha, I changed ID is equal to 3. If you can want, you can put change 4, 5 or any value like that. Now see, some IDs are equal. This is what we call actually distinct, we call in the future it will come like. So anytime if you want to update anything, this is the basic syntax. You have to set the values where you have to mention where you want to change it. Where ID is equal to 1, you want to change it. Where name is equal to Raj, you want to change it. Where location is equal to Bangalore, you want to change it. So any all type of possibilities are, can happen like that. Is it clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Clear. Okay, thank you. So now, so the next thing is, so anything you can change it, right? Updation, in updation, I think no, no much doubts will be there. So create views. We have already seen in theory, view is something like virtually we are creating another table so that limited data can be shown to other people or shared to other people. First, suppose I have a data of 1000 by 1000. It means 1000 rows and 1000 columns. Let us say I want to share a particular values of data. It means 500 by 500 values of data I want to show you. So what I do is, for that particular values, I create a view. That view only I will share it. It means the same values you can see. Remaining values you cannot see. So when you create a view, first create view student underscore view is the one I have created. So this is the student is the table. From that student table, I am creating student underscore view as, see, it is combined. Select star from student, because from student only I am creating. So you have to run this one. So now view student underscore view successfully created. It means a new view is created. Okay. So now if you select from delete from student where name is equal to Krish. Already name is equal to Krish is there something. I think one value is there. If you want, you can see again, select from student. So name is there, Krish. Now what I am doing in that view, where it's called delete from student table where name is equal to Krish. This I want to execute. So I want to delete that one. So now select start from student view. See that Krish value has been deleted. In that view, it has been deleted. If you want, original table will looks like it will be there in the same manner. But in that view, you have removed one value. For suppose now this, if you share, your student table will not be shared. After cutting this Krish values, the values will be shared. This is the way you can create the views. Views also will be there same way. Like you can, if you want to see views also, you can see that. Student underscore view is the table, view is created here. Type view, number of columns are 4, owner account admin, created 1 minute ago. So this is the way views we can see. Whatever the things we have created, I told you, you have to go back to the objects, all objects that are available in the database under that schema, which schema you're using in that table or view or whatever it is like. You have to check here only stages or any values you have to see back and you have to go. So this is the way you have to create view. The next operation is how to filter data in the table using where class. Where is the class already we are using actually. to identify, to update a table, to change a table, to transform a table. We are using already where class, but here I am using filter. Why we need filters? We have seen already in theory. As you have much data, sometimes you need to filter the names, for suppose I want to, a big data is there of companies, of all locations. Now I want to find out the number of people or number of employees and their names who are particularly working in the location Bangalore. So in that case, I can give like this. I can use this type of filter statement. That is the advantage of filter. You know that actually filters. For example, if you want to see, I give you simple example. Amazon, if you go for Amazon or something like buying items, uh, there all items will come. After that, based on filter, you can select many things, like based on company you can filter, based on price you can filter, it is the range you can filter, based on color you can filter. So like that filter options they have given now. So that type of filter options are here. Like, so now drop table, if exist student, okay, I'm dropping it. So select from student, what will come? Nothing, because the student does not exist, because I'm already dropped. Now what I do is, where we are, 41, right? 40. So what I do, I once again create same table. I give the same values, insert into student values I'm giving. Now select start from student. The same again, what my original 3 came. Now from 40th line I'm running it, not 40, 41. Now 41 also same, select star from student that I have run already. Now select star from student where name is equal to Sam and age is equal to 30. It means, see, suppose the name is equal to Sam also, if I give only that particular value only will come. It means it is filtered, because before it is having 3 rows and 4 columns, but now it is only 1 row of 4 columns. It means only one set of values are there. For suppose again I select start from student with name like SA, same name will come. But actually, in order to understand this from the whole, first you have to run the whole values you have to put it. So what I do is, before running 44, 45, 46, again I will run this one. Student values, I will run it. So 44. Select start from student. So it is like accumulated values, because without dropping I have taken. Now what actually I want is like, see, select start from student with name like. See where name like, this syntax is like, I tell you the 3 possible cases very simply. See, starting from SA, this symbol is any value. It means, see, this percentage symbol, what does it mean is, ఆ ప్లేస్ లో ఏ వాల్యూ అయినా రావచ్చు అని అన్నమాట. That is the meaning. Actually, in MATLAB also we use like this, but we use their column. We use column. Okay, we use this type of thing like. It means, see, I tell you here, first of all, I'm putting 1:1:2. Let us say n is equal to 10. If I put 1:1, తర్వాత ఎన్ని వాల్యూస్ వరకు రన్ అవుతుంది? 10 values వరకు automatically it will run. So that is the case in case of MATLAB actually. But here it is, let us say Sam Roy is the name. Let us say Sam Roy is the name. What I want, the names having starting from S, after that it may be any value. It may be any value. In that case, what I have to give like this, yes, percentage symbol I will give. In that case, what will come like, all the values or all the names starting from S will be printed. Now see second case, starting may be any what you call letter, but ending should be L. So what case will come here? Case 3 will come like Gopal, because Gopal name is ended with L, starting with the GOPA. So starting may be any, but ending with L. So if I run this one, I have to get Gopal name only. First of all, this I want to run. Starting a values అయినా ఉండొచ్చు, చివరిలో ఏ లెటర్స్ అయినా ఉండొచ్చు, బట్ మధ్యలో ఏముండాలి, ఐ ఉండాలి. ఇట్ అంటే క్రిష్ అనే వాల్యూస్ మాత్రమే నాకు ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలి. యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ హౌ సెలెక్ట్ స్టూడెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ లైక్ వేర్ నేమ్ లైక్ దిస్ సింటాక్స్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్? కెన్ ఐ రన్ ఇట్?
Vijay, for me it is fine.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
ఓకేనా? సో I'm running
okay.
అన్న. సో ఫస్ట్ వన్
SA ఉన్నాయి ఓన్లీ ప్రింట్ అవుతాయి సార్?
నాట్ లైక్ జస్ట్ ఎస్ఏ ఉన్నదని కాదు, ఎస్ఏ తో స్టార్ట్ అయిన ఏ పేర్లైనా సరే. ఇప్పుడు మన టేబుల్లో ఎస్ఏ తో స్టార్ట్ అయిన 2 పేర్లు ఉన్నాయి. మేబీ లెట్ us say Sam Roy and another name also there. Sam Roy also will print.
Yes sir.
Okay, like that. SA తో స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి తర్వాత ఏ ఉన్నాయని అనవసరం. సో దట్ పర్సంటేజ్ హియర్ మీనింగ్ ఎనీ వాల్యూ, ఎనీ letter. That is the case. Like, okay, I am running.
Okay.
So see, 2 names came because already 2 Sams are there in that. Because I without drop my table I have used this. So 2 SAs came. So let us say with L. With L, if you see Gopal, because it is ending with L. Now if I, starting may be any value, ending may be any value, but in between I is there like that. So what is the name will come? Krish will come. So Krish. This is the way how to use this what you call where name like. This is called filter. How filter data in a table using where clause. So this is very, very useful because nowadays you can see that in all websites we are using this one actually. Very frequently we use this one. So this is how to use filter thing like. Now
it's like such type ka sir?
Such type only.
Okay.
So we call it as a filter because search is something like, the big data is available, in that you are going to search. But a filter is something like big data is available, in that few things you want to remove. Search is like you want to search in big thing. Filter is you want to separate from big thing. Filter is called separation.
Okay.
Searching is simply a search in a big data.
Okay.
Now getting distinct statement. So distinct means that like different, like distinct means different. ఏవైనా సేమ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయా? ఫర్ సపోజ్ సేమ్ వాల్యూస్ గా నేను ఎక్కడైనా సరే మెన్షన్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు ఏం కావాలి నాకు? ఓన్లీ ఆ డిస్టింక్ట్ వాల్యూస్ మాత్రమే కావాలి. సో I do again. Now see, if you select from student, if you run, it may be random values. What I do is I will run once again only the 3 values only. Now it's getting 52, right? Select start from student. Drop table. Drop. Now I insert. Now
You can delete dropping that.
drop you have to do na.
Delete you can use, that also will
Both,
helpful for him, right? డిలీట్ కూడా యూజ్ చేయండి, అది కూడా యూజ్ అవుతుంది కదా, తనకి తెలియదు కదా.
Okay. So select star from student I am giving now. Why something like object student does not exist or not authorized. So I am creating, I am inserting. Now I am going for 52 to operate this one. Select start from getting distinct values. Now to select from student. So these are the values that I am making. Now update, already we have seen already. Update table student, set name is equal to Sham, location is equal to Bangalore, where ID is equal to 2. So ID is equal to 2 దగ్గర I am putting same values. అంటే ID is equal to 2 దగ్గర what are the values are there already beginning? Krish is the name, age is equal to 40, location is equal to Mangalore. But now what I want to do, update student, set name is equal to Sham, location is equal to Bangalore, where ID is equal to 2, and age also I can change it. Age is equal to 40, age is equal to 30. Where age also I want to change. age is equal to 30, location is equal to Bangalore, where ID is equal to 2. That I want to run. So what I am doing is like, I am making 2 rows equal simply. నేను distinct అనే code run చేయడానికి. See, in order to make it understand a distinct statement, what I am doing is నా table లో 2 rows ని same values చేస్తున్నాను. Simply that I am doing. So student అనే table తీసుకున్నాను. We have this one 3 rows. అందులో ఒక row ని ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే I am making it equalize. అంటే ఫస్ట్ రో ఏదైతే వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయో సెకండ్ రో కూడా అదే వాల్యూస్ కావాలని అనుకుంటున్నాను. సో వాట్ ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్, అప్డేట్ టేబుల్ స్టూడెంట్, నేమ్ శ్యామ్ అని పెట్టాను, ఏజ్ 30, లొకేషన్ బెంగళూరు, వేర్ ఐడి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2. ఐఎమ్ రన్నింగ్ ఇట్. సో నౌ ఇఫ్ యూ డూ సెలెక్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ స్టూడెంట్, what happened? 2 rows are equal, right? 2 rows are same rows are there. Now insert into student values 3 Gopal 50 would be. If you want to insert into third, okay, these values also I am inserting. Just I don't know, I just simply I am inserting. I have written so again I am running select start from student. So okay, already same values are there, I think. Okay, now see, 2 values are first and second row are same, third and fourth row are same. Now I am running this distinct statement. What came? Gopal having same values along with ID. Actually Sam values are not equal because IDs are not equal. IDs are not equal. You understand? But Gopal win values ఉన్నాయి, 2 values ఉండేవి. ఏంటంటే 3 Gopal 50 ఉడిపి, 3 Gopal 50 ఉడిపి. You understand? అప్పుడు 2 values సేమ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నప్పుడు when you use distinct statement, ఏవైతే సేమ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయో maybe any number of times, 10 number of times, 30 number of times, you will get only once. That is called what is distinct value. Understand? Repetition ఏవైతే వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయో that will go away. Only
అలా అయితే మరి సెకండ్ రో పోవాలి కదా సార్,
because ID is
సెకండ్
not
శామ్ కూడా.
IDs are
Okay.
different. IDs are different.
ఓకే.
Okay, IDs are different. That's why the values exist. So when ID, name, age, location, if all are same, then అలాంటి values 10 ఉన్నా 1000 ఉన్నా only one value, one set of value only will be there in the output. That is called distinct. Distinct means separate, like అంటే repeated values ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో that will be thrown away. Only one value will come as an outcome. Is it clear? Distinct statement clear?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. Now this constraints are there. This constraints little I will explain, but this one will go away. I will stop here and I will I will create once again a link and I will send you. Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, fine. Thanks. Yeah, the next one is in this session, creating a table with constraints. See, there are many constraints, like not only not null, like there are some constraints like not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, default, index. There are some constraints. So these are the constraints generally very useful to make data more understandable, like, and to it's like somewhat changing the data also. First, suppose the first constraint called not null. What generally not null means? Null means it is nothing, like not null means you want to put something actually. So that is the what not null means. So for suppose here I am creating a new table called employee. Create or replace table employee. In that, what are the values I am giving? Employee underscore ID int, name string. But see, after string, what I mentioned not null. What does it mean is I don't want to be name a null. అంటే డెఫినెట్ గా నాకు నేమ్ అనేది నల్ గా ఉండకూడదు. ఒకవేళ నేమ్ నల్ అయితే వాట్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి గివెన్, ఇట్ షుడ్ థ్రో ఎన్ ఎర్రర్. దట్ ఈస్ మై కండిషన్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద నాట్ నల్ మీన్స్? ఐ వాంట్ నేమ్ should be a not null. it should not be a null. Age also, it should not be a null. That's why age int not null I have mentioned. For suppose employee ID can be null because it's my wish. I want to be, it may be null, it may not be null. It is okay. It will not throw any error. But if you put name as a null and name lo kan meer ee data kuda enter cheyకపోతే, it will throw an error. Ala నాకు కావాలి. Age also same, age integer and not null. What does it mean? If age become a null, then it will, I want to throw an error. Department string not null. So not null means, I told you, once again I'm telling, it should not be a null. ఒకవేళ null అయితే what it should come? It should throw an error. Clear? So now I'm running this one. I'm creating this table. So employee table is created. I want to see an employee table. Okay, query produced no result. Select from start from employee. Values are not given. Employee. Okay, values are not given. Okay, insert I have to give, right? So I'm giving insert. So now select start from employee. So in that what I have given, see, employee ID is null. Is it thrown any error? Is it thrown any error? No. Why? Because employee ID, it is null can be given. I mentioned actually, because I have not mentioned any not null like, right? First suppose if I mention employee ID int not null, I changed the syntax. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating again same table. I'm inserting values. Null result in a non-nullable column. What actually it is giving result? Null result in a non-nullable column. అంటే employee ID actually not nullable కాదు, నాన్ nullable. అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి? అసలు డెఫినెట్ గా అది నల్ అయ్యి ఉండకూడదు అని నువ్వు మెన్షన్ చేసావు. సో ఇన్ దట్ కేస్ వాట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్? ఎంప్లాయీ ఐడి ఆల్సో సంథింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్, అదర్వైజ్ ఇట్ విల్ త్రో ఎన్ ఎర్రర్. It's like a trailer, see sometimes like we put conditions, like it's like a conditional statement, to enter into the party. Let us say only boys are not allowed. So such case, like it means boy and girl, if who are available, then they can enter into the party. If girl is available, girl లేకపోయినా పర్లేదు, అంటే girl null అయినా పర్లేదు, అప్పుడు boy ఇక్కడ వెళ్తాడు. So that is the condition statement. Like this is what we call not null constraint. First suppose now what I do is insert into employee ID also I'm giving the ID 1, I'm giving the ID, right? ID I'm mentioning ID, name, age, department, values also ID value I'm giving 12 is the ID I'm giving. Now I'm running once again. Now ID value also I am putting invalid identifier ID. What is the ID? ID name is called EMP underscore ID, not ID. You understand what is why the error thrown? Employee underscore ID. Now you run it. Now I am creating a table and I am inserting values. Yes, one row is created. Now you see the employee values. Now see employee ID is 12 because I already mentioned not null, and I'm giving ID value also. After if I mention not null and if I don't give the value, then it will throw an error. Is it clear? Not null constraint.
Okay, sir.
Clear, right? So not null anywhere you can use, not only in the case of employee ID, in the case of string, or in the case of department, or anywhere age or anything you can put it. So not null ante nullable కాకూడదు అనుకునే values కొన్ని ఉంటాయి. General గా we sometimes we put with not applicable. In big data generally in testing and all we check this type of constraints we use more and more. And suppose a particular role, because I told you it is thousands of rows and thousands of columns, sometimes lakhs of rows and lakhs of columns. అలాంటప్పుడు ఎక్కడెక్కడ నల్ ఉన్నాయి, if you want to identify, ఒకవేళ అలాంటి నల్ ఉండకూడదు అనుకునేటప్పుడు you have to run such type of syntaxes. సో నల్లబుల్ వాల్యూస్ ఏంటి, నల్లబుల్ ఉండకూడదా, ఏవి నల్ల ఉండాలి అనేది ఈజీగా చూడొచ్చు అనమాట. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద నాట్ నల్ కన్స్ట్రైంట్. So after that, there are some other constraints. Today, what I do is I just simply explain. After that, we will see tomorrow how to alter table, add new columns. Like ఏదైనా ఒక టేబుల్ ని చేంజ్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి, లేదా నథింగ్ బట్ బై యాడింగ్ ఏ కాలమ్స్. లైక్ ఆల్రెడీ I think we have 4 columns in a particular row. If you want to add another row like salary, how to add, where some id is equal to 3 in a particular id or at each values of id. So how we are changing that we will see later on, but little constraints only I will explain, so that మీ constraints మీరు మరొకసారి చదువుకోవచ్చు. అంటే రేపటి క్లాస్కి మీకు టైం ఉంటుంది కదా. సో constraints please read and come, because these are very important. You know that actually not null now we have seen already. I hope no doubt in that. Unique, primary key, foreign key, they are the fundamentals in a table. Everywhere we use that, they are also a constraint. They are also called as constraints. Check is the constraint, default is the constraint, index is the constraint. So to explain this, I will connect my digital slate. Just give me 1 minute. So anyhow, screen is shared. So I am using paint. Okay. Now what the constraints mentioned, one is not null. This hope you got it. In that I think there is no doubt in this. The second one is called unique. See, unique means in a column all values should be different. All values should be different. For suppose age is there, like age is the column is there, like let us say 30, 40, 50, 60, 78, something like randomly I'm giving. Now they are unique. So it ensures that whether all the values in a particular column are different or not. Okay, ensures all values in a particular column are different or not. ఒకవేళ డిఫరెంట్ అయితే ఓకే, ఒకవేళ డిఫరెంట్ కాకపోతే లెట్ అస్ సే ఏజ్ 36 ఉంది అనుకుందాం. నౌ దే ఆర్ నాట్ యూనిక్, రైట్? Now these are unique because 36 is different from 40, 40 is different from 50, 50 is different from 78. So if same values are there, they are not unique. So such statement can be executed by using this unique. Understand this constraint where it will be used? ఏదైనా ఒక పర్టికులర్ కాలంలో అన్ని ఈచ్ డిస్టింక్ట్, లైక్ ప్రతి వాల్యూను వేరువేరుగా ఉండాలి. సేమ్ ఉంటే అంటే డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటే దే ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యూనిక్. దే వి సే నా హీ ఈజ్ యూనిక్ అంటే హీ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆల్ అదర్. లైక్ సో ఒకవేళ సేమ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉంటే మాత్రం దే ఆర్ నాట్ యూనిక్. దట్ కన్స్ట్రైంట్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యూనిక్. దిస్ ఆల్సో we will use in the take in the next class. Primary key, you know that primary key means in an entity or a table, any field we use as a primary key means with that we represent the whole table, like that it is primary key. That is the general meaning of it. But in conditional case, because we are using as a constraint, so not null plus unique, this together, these two conditions together if you apply, then it is called a primary key. A combination of not null and unique called a primary key. Uniquely identifies each row in a table. See, each row it identifies uniquely. It identifies each row in a unique manner. So rendu కలిపి execute అయితే then that is called primary key is the constraint will come. Foreign key constraint, you know that 4 FK foreign key uniquely identifies a row or record in another table. See, it is not primary table. This is also a primary key, remember, but for another table. Already we will see in example. Actually, it will be very easy to understand, but we have to run a practical, real time. If you see, then you will understand. Foreign key is also a primary key for another table. So primary key conditions and not null plus unique in another table, if it exhibits, then it is called a foreign key constraint. Fifth constraint is called check. This constraint is called a check. What it checks like? So suppose I want to put a condition like A is less than 30. It ensures it checks the whole column whether at any place is it A is greater than or equal to 30. See, if it is A is less than 30, it is okay, fine. If it is A is greater than or equal to 30, it has to throw an error. That is called check statement. Check is like a conditional statement again. Default. Default is another constraint in the data we use. See, default means that. Sometimes we call default value in a memory. It means some value it will be stored. That's a default value for a column when no value is specified. Or suppose age of 3 people, P1, P2, P3. I specified this age is 30. This age is 20. What about this? Default some value it will take. If you put default. For suppose if you are not using default, it will not take any default value. It may take null value. Default value is different from null value, different from not null, non-null constraint. When you put not null, anyhow it will throw an error. Otherwise, it will take a null value. But you don't want null value also. You want to put some value. Then you have to use default. So that is called a default constraint. Last constraint is called index. Last constraint is called index. See, index, you know that actually. Then even in the beginning also I mentioned. In any big data, any book if you take, if you see, or suppose you have a particular concept you want to read, where you will check generally, you will check in index or appendix. Index lonaina, appendix lonaina check cheste, you can go to the direct page of that particular concept. Ante each page nenu chadukunte elanu. Ante meaning enti? Index is like something, a key from where I can jump into the value that I want. So use it to create or retrieve data from the database very quickly. ఏదైనా పర్టికులర్ డేటాని నేను క్విక్గా తొందరగా నాకు డేటాని రిట్రీవ్ చేసుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాను, లేదా ఐ వాంట్ టు క్రియేట్, అలాంటప్పుడు నేను ఇండెక్స్ వాడతాను. యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇండెక్స్? సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద, హోప్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్, దీస్ ఆర్ ద కన్స్ట్రైంట్స్. ఈ కన్స్ట్రైంట్స్ లో మీకు ఏదైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే మాత్రం అడగండి ఫస్ట్. Is it, do you have any doubts in this constraint?
I think one more constraints also will be there. Composite.
Composite key.
Composite primary key.
Composite is like something primary, foreign key combinedly will come like. Even in the theory also we have seen composite. It is like primary key, foreign key together we use like composite key. Composite key I think I have explained in the end, maybe at the end. So composite key constraint I have not seen in this, but I will add this one also. Composite key constraint also I will explain, but it is like primary key and foreign key together, the constraints if it exhibits, then it is called a composite key. But where in the constraints, where we use, if any possibility is there, that code also I will take an example. So with this I will stop here in this session for today's session. So make sure please you understand this theory of constraints, because tomorrow onwards we will see all the constraints one by one by taking examples as we taken today. And each case కి ఎలా అయితే examples మనం తీసుకున్నామో the same manner constraints కూడా చూస్తాము. But before that, constraints కన్నా ముందు few things are there. అదే table ని ఎలా చేంజ్ చేయాలి, how to alter a table, that we have already seen. I have shown you, but I have not executed it. What else? Filter already done. Altering the table, how to use select statement, I told you. Select statement we are just using like select start from student, but there are other ways to use the select statement that we will see before going to the what you call constraints. and how to use delete, truncate and drop commands. అంటే ఇంకా డీప్ గా ఈ కమాండ్స్ మనం ఎలా వాడతాము వీటి తర్వాత then we go for each constraint uniquely. Next, whatever the constraints so far we have seen theory, that we will see. Okay, so in tomorrow's class we will see these things. Maybe I think I will take 1 day gap also. Tomorrow I will take gap and day after tomorrow I will take class again. ఒకవేళ in case నాకు possibility ఉంటే మాత్రం sure tomorrow only I will take. Is it clear?
Okay, Ammaji.
Today I stop. If you
Okay,
have
sir.
any doubt, please just post it.
సార్ కోడ్ అది షేర్ చేయండి డ్యూట్ చేసి
Which one?
సింటాక్స్ మీరు రాశారు కదా
Yeah, of
ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్
course.
చేశారు కదా
Sure,
మీరు.
sure. I will share that in text file in WhatsApp. Okay.
ఓకే
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
థ్యాంక్ యూ